could you briefly introduce yourself and explain why you are qualified to teach us this?
Yeah. My name is Dr. Irving Finkel. I'm a curator in this museum, and I am one of those people who reads cuneiform writing, and we have 130,000 tablets in our collection, and we need more people to come and read them, and it's the most interesting writing system in the world, and it's the oldest writing system in the world. So this is the first thing. This is a real tablet, okay?
Oh.
And you can see there's writing here.
Nick,
Right.
could you come in and get this is Nick, who is our camera op from the museum today. If you want to come around the back here and get a close-up on this.
This writing is called cuneiform. This marvellous book has this very word as a title, full of lovely photographs and a bargain at a very cheap price. But leaving that aside, this cuneos is the Latin for wedge, and this is the point, because all this writing is not like we do with a pencil on a piece of paper, but it's impressing, or like printing, into the face of the clay with a stylus. So you displace the clay to make the signs. So it's actually, as you obviously now realise, a perfectly straightforward matter. So in this writing there are only three components. Okay, there's one upright wedge, like so. There's one horizontal wedge, like so, and there's one diagonal wedge, like so.
So is this significantly, because this looks massively complicated when you draw it,
but that's a combination of just three things.
And that's just essentially, I don't use the word whacking, but it's tapping the clay in the right way.
In point of fact, as I'll show you in a moment, when you have to do it yourself, you just press your stylus into the clay gently and displace the surface to make these shapes. And I'll show you how to do it.
Right.
But you see, the thing is, there are hundreds and hundreds of signs. And what we've got here is a cuneiform code chart, which you can take home and make into a t-shirt if you like, with arranged, as it were, after our alphabet, these signs in a retrievable way. Now, the crucial thing is that all the signs are syllabic. Right. They never thought of the alphabet. So, for example, if you wanted to write the word banana in cuneiform, I don't know if you ever had that urge, but if you wanted to, what you would need to do is to find on this chart the sign ba and the sign na and the sign na, write them in sequence, and then you, in your mind, push them together and it spells the word. The thing is this: if you go to school, you have to learn the hard way. You have to learn the signs bit by bit. If you take it up now, which I hope you will as of tomorrow, you need approximately 6 years of dedicated work to master the entire script. But on one simple episode like this, you can get the hang of it. So let's, for example, assume that one of you had a resounding, complicated, deep, phonetically fascinating name like
Matt?
Excellent example. So what we have here, is that the conventional spelling?
It's got another T on the end of it.
Okay, first point is that spelling is nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
This name wouldn't be any different if we didn't have this. Exactly. So from now on you can forget wasting your time by rumbling the key. So we have a thing which sounds like Matt, right?
I'm going to pull this camera down to get a close-up on this, if that's okay. So I'm not quite sure we're going to get your handwriting in with the clarity we need here.
It will be tracked.
So yeah, if we can pull the top camera down here. There we go.
I feel all
That's an
funny.
old school zoom right there.
Yeah.
So our task now is to write this word Matt using this script. So now we've got the hang of it, we have to find the M row, which is those of us who know the alphabet very quickly. Marvellous. So we're going to spell it like this. We need the syllable ma and the syllable at. Okay?
Okay.
So this is ma. So you have one vertical wedge and 1, 2, 3 horizontals.
Okay.
And then we find at. You're good on the alphabet now, aren't you? So you want to have a go?
Down here.
Well, look at that. Unerring speed. Okay, so
To be fair, I just worked it out because I figured what was going to happen next.
you're way ahead of me. Oh, I don't know. So this one ends, as you see, in one final vertical. It has 3, so it looks rather like
so
ma.
it's very similar apart from 2 extra bits.
This is the crucial point. It has 2 at the front. When the stylus, which used to be a reed, was impressed into the surface of the clay, it displaced the clay, and the end of the stylus left a kind of corner in the clay, so that gives it this shape. You will see when you do it, no problem. Yes, there they are, made, in fact, prepared.
Thank you very much, Chrissy.
They're very fine, actually, very fine. Sort of, now, 1800 BC kind of profile, and we also need some stymy. What we use by preference is these popsicle sticks, as they call them in America.
As they call them in America?
Yes,
yep.
they do. You can have a long one or a short one.
I'm going to go for a long one.
Yes, I knew that one. Well, I don't mind drawing the short straw. It's not bad, is it, really? Okay, so this is the thing. If you take your stylus and hold it,
I'm just asking you to keep that just there. There we go.
is that comfortable?
Yeah,
Okay?
that works.
Yeah. Okay, so you have your you are both right-handed, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, you have to write with the sharp end.
Okay.
Okay, because you're going to make use of this right angle. So you have the left-hand edge and the top edge, which have a right angle where they meet.
Okay.
So when you hold the stylus, hold it comfortably but firmly, with about an inch free between the finger and the thumb.
Okay.
In this position, not like a
Like,
pencil.
not
in
like
other
a
words.
pencil. So not that, but that.
Nicely put.
Okay.
So the simple principle is this: if you take this stylus and you apply it to the clay, if you apply it totally flat, nothing happens. But if you do it in this way, that the right edge drops into the clay, it displaces it, and you end up. This is poetry to my ear. But you see, you have a wonderful long tail and this diagonal head left by the corner. Look at this.
I did one.
Go on, see if you can.
All
do
right.
it.
So you just.
Men.
Okay.
Holy smoke. Now, obviously, it's going to be clear to you that the next step is to produce a horizontal. So you simply turn this through
90.
how many is that?
90.
90 degrees. And again, you apply that lower edge and press it in and displace the clay, and you will have a horizontal. So not
Nick, do you want to come round again?
Oh,
and,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You see? You see how easy it is?
Yeah.
Then the third thing is, we have to make a diagonal. So this is slightly more tricky. If you press this into your hand, the corner, the point, hurts. If you press it a long way, you get a splinter, and then you gradually bleed to death. So
Let's not do
there's
that.
no need to go that far. But if you take the corner, the sharp bit, and put it in, apply it to the clay, you will displace one at an angle. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So if you wanted to do something like this
Yep.
starting from scratch, we have two horizontals, 1, 2. Then it's easier if you do the big diagonal here where there's a bit of room. And then you want to do these three, so you do it with smaller strikes of the stylus, you produce this.
So for it would be
Two horizontals,
two horizontals,
right? One
large diagonal,
comfortable diagonal, and then
one, two, three. I mean, I'm not. It's as a first attempt, it doesn't quite match the sign, but I'll take that.
It's recognisable. If a Babylonian were to be strolling along here, he would say, "Am."
I've made a small one.
See, the bigger the stylus, the smaller the sign.
It's compensated.
Exactly. Actually, they're both really very good, considering you are total beginners with 6 years ahead of you. I think you've done rather well.